Well, hi, hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is Nat 20 FM, Grouch Couch Radio. I'm your host, DJ Turk, coming to you live, where it turns out the world is about to end and 42 minutes literally cease to exist. There's only a 1% chance of that not happening. So I figured while we wait, I'm going to play you some of my favorite songs and ramble about them in the process. Coming up next, we actually have the intro for the show. So I say, let's break it down. Well, hi, hello, everybody. My name is Turk. Welcome back to the Grouch Couch. Around here, we do all different kinds of weird TTRPG things, but today, yes, my friends, we are going to be playing a solo role-playing TTRPG called A Playlist for the End of the World. It's a small little pamphlet packed full of a fun little roleplay experience. Now remember, if you want to get this for yourself, of course, there'll be a link down in the description you can use to pick this bad boy up for yourself. I do believe that this is a pay what you want TTRPG, so you can pick it up and play today. So this is really fun for me, actually, because when I was growing up, a lot of kids wanted to be, I want to be a fireman, I want to be a mailman, whatever. Whenever I was a kid, I actually wanted to be a radio personality, and I would sit in my room in the dark and just listen to the radio, all different kinds of radios, and just try to, imitate them. It was a lot of fun for me. So when I seen this, even though it's not a big popular TTRPG, it's nothing special, I knew that I had to play it right here on the channel. I just knew that I had to. I've even gotten comments previously on videos, people making fun of me saying, why do you talk like a morning radio talk show host? Just talk normal. And I know they were meaning to be insulting because YouTube comments are always pretty savage. Not here on the Grouch Couch, though. Thank you guys for being awesome couch crew members. Not usually anyway. But I actually took that savage comment as a compliment because, that was my dream as a kid. So this is going to be a fun little actual play for us to do. Now, I will say 100%, I don't really mind. I'm going to play little snippets of some of my favorite songs because that's what's going to be fun for me to do, which means that this video is absolutely going to get claimed. If it gets striked, I'm going to have to take it down, so that's a bummer. But if you're watching, that means it didn't get striked. Congratulations, us, all right? I'm going out on a limb here and taking a risk. I'm going to play small snippets, about 10, 15 seconds of songs, and I'll put the titles down below wherever they need to be. All right, so you guys can check those out for yourself if you're interested. So this is also a fun little experience for you guys to learn a little bit about music that I love, because music is really important to me in my life, and on YouTube we don't really get to talk about it or experience it together because of copyright claims. And I feel like a lot of people have no idea my kind of music, right? I mean, obviously from my shirts and my getup, who really knows, all right? But I know that my music isn't for a lot of people, and some people just want to see me play this game. So we're going to do short little segments of it. And this game just seems so cool. I am for sure going to have my partner come in and do one final round towards the end. So stay tuned to the end to see how she does. Now, without any further ado, let me show you what this game has to offer. To the table cam! That's right, here we are. Let's get us a zoom going. And actually, I did print this by myself, and you can just fold it. It folds into a nice and neat little pamphlet that's actually kind of neat. I like it a lot. So yes, this game, all it requires that you have is a deck of playing cards, which is fantastic. And this art on the front is really classic and really good. I like it a lot. But I'm bringing with me here a piece of paper and a pen to write with. So editing me later knows what songs to put where. So I'm actually going to be writing down the song titles on a piece of paper for myself later. But here we go. This session, you'll need something to write on. Wow, I just went over this. Standard set of cards in a music collection. This game is divided into 5 segments where you'll first write out what you are telling your audience. Give words of hope, remain cynical until the end, tell a joke, or just introduce the next song you've picked. Then play a song of choice. Don't forget to write its name down as well and draw a card from the deck. Check the matching table for some inspiration on what to talk about in the next segment. You don't have to stick closely to it during the song. You can start planning what you're going to say in the next round and which song you'll play. When the 5th segment ends, that's it. The end has come. Or did the last song even end? Or was it cut off at a particular moment? So the world in this game is ending. It's kind of fun. We also have this here. The world is ending and everyone knows it. And I don't mean it as in a post-apocalyptic event is coming. No, everything just will cease to exist in about 42 minutes. This has big Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy vibes. I feel like that sentence does. There's only 1% chance that won't be the case. So don't get your hopes up. And you find yourself at an empty radio station with nobody in sight. Broadcasting a program while the world ends seems as reasonable as any other option. Is anybody listening? No way to tell because your phones aren't working. So you might be talking to yourself or to a big crowd looking for some company as the end draws near. Will you play your favorite songs and ramble about them? Send a message of hope, be goofy, get intense about the meaning of life. What does anybody do in these situations? Well, that's up to you. And then we actually have a variance in multiplayer game where you actually record your full playlist and you toss a coin and people might listen to it. You could actually have several hosts working together. It's kind of fun. But this game was designed by Ludope with illustrations by Roth Eothome. Hope I'm saying that right. Made during a one-page RPG jam in 2025. So this is actually pretty recent. Very cool. Now here we go. We have our roll charts here. So we're basically going to shuffle up our deck of cards and just roll on these. And then I'm hoping these prompts will give me inspiration onto what songs I actually might want to play, because I love music, y'all. I have a lot of music in my life. I mostly listen to punk rock, kind of some emo stuff. I guess this is the video to talk about it, actually. I have a really bad My Chemical Romance tattoo right there. I'm hoping to get it fixed soon. I've got some ideas. It's supposed to be the Black Parade cover. Anyways, yes. And these cards, these are, if you guys know Chris Ramsey, if you know anything about cards, I think it's Chris Ramsey, developed these cards. I think he's just doing first.shop now, not a sponsor. But I really liked these cards. So this is what we're using. I used to collect playing cards, and I actually did a lot of card tricks and stuff back in the day. So it's fun for me to use cards in a game whenever I can. And these ones are pretty nice. Anyways, I also like a lot of metal, and I like a lot of ska. So I think if I do play this by myself multiple times, I'll probably do different kinds of playlists. You know what I mean? I do like a punk playlist for the end of the world. We could do like an emo playlist for the end of the world. Could be a lot of fun. A ska playlist for the end of the world. It's just all real big fish. You know what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to make, I guess I'll use Spotify. I'm going to make a Spotify playlist of all the songs I picked today, and I'll leave it down in the description. So you can go and check out the playlist and listen to the full songs for yourself if you're interested. Heck yeah. It's probably going to be a lot of stuff you already know, though. Just saying. All right, we're shuffled up, and we've already done our intro. So this is 5 segments. So I guess we're only going to pick 5 songs. And I'm going to do this in different segments, too. We're going to do this part here, and then I'm going to do the role play part with the headphones on. All right, and we draw. That's an 8 of diamonds. A folk song. And it looks like each section are actually, these 2 look like they're songs, and these 2 look like things you're going to talk about. So maybe I'm actually going to draw twice, because we could play solo however we want to, right? And we'll do both the different suits here. We've already got folk song. So I'm going to draw until I get a club or a spade. And that's the next card. Nice. 9 of clubs. A movie you watched last year. Okay, folk song to me says folk punk, because that's what I know. So that's what we're going to do. Welcome back, everybody, to Nat 20 FM. This is the Grouch Couch Radio. Coming to you live, I am your host, DJ Turk. Yeah, it does turn out the world might be ending here in 42 minutes. So I guess it's no better time than the present to talk a little bit and reminisce about some things that we did last year. I've been feeling a little bit nostalgic this past year, and I actually rewatched one of the movies from my childhood. The one called Robots. That movie has a crazy cast of voice actors in it and some fantastic animation that still holds up to this day. If you haven't seen it recently, you should give it a shot. Moving on here, we're going to talk a little bit about how nobody is perfect. We've got a folk punk song from Escape from the Zoo coming up next. This one's called Learning Curve. My favorite line in this song is a line that goes, "Po Buddy's nerfect." Listen in and see if you catch it. Well, that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. I hope you're enjoying this video. That was phase 1. Now we move on to phase 2. Let's do it. Cool, so we're going to draw from our deck again, and once again, we're going to do a song and something to talk about as we introduce the song. And I think that's cool. This is a really fun improv exercise, because I just kind of started talking, and then whatever came out is whatever came out. And I think that it's a lot of fun. All right, we've got our 10 of clubs. And if I draw another club or a spade, I'm going to put them on the bottom. Here we go. So our 10 of clubs. Does this program matter somehow? The radio. Does the radio matter somehow? And then we've got our king, a band that formed in a city you live in. That's crazy. Y'all gonna learn where I live, because I already know. Well, wasn't that last song just a treat? Oddly enough, the singer from Escape from the Zoo is actually in multiple different bands, so if you like the style, make sure to check it out. One thing I wanted to talk about a little bit is, does this radio program still matter somehow now that the world should be ending here in about 38 minutes? You know, I think it does. I think if anybody out there is still listening, I hope that this music can bring you some kind of ease in our final moments here. And also, it's fun to look back and remember some of the cool things that were formed in places that you wouldn't even think. And speaking of that, this next band coming up, one of the lead singers of this band actually grew up in the town where I grew up, Ridgecrest, California. That's right. If you guessed right, it's Mark Hoppus from Blink-182. I didn't think I'd be featuring a pop punk band here on this playlist for the end of the world. So coming up next, we've got a popular drum fill, and it's actually a really fun one to play if you can manage to nail it down. Goodness, this video is going to get claimed so hard. I thought folk punk was fine. You throw Blink in there, all of a sudden, this video is getting claimed so hard. Okay, moving on. Well, we're into phase 3 now, everybody. Did you guess what the song was before I even played it? Let me know in the comments below. Okay. We've got an ace of spades. The ace of spades. All right, we're going to put that on the bottom. And a 10 of diamonds. Okay, the ace of spades is something enjoyable in your routine. My routine at the end of the world, I think it's kind of fun, self-reflective if you're playing by yourself. It's actually kind of cool. A goofy song that is still good. Goofy. Oh, man. So when it comes to goofy songs, one of my main genres that I actually really love is actually comedy metal. I really like Psycho Stick, if you know who that is. Tenacious D, I guess, counts is goofy metal. Bloodhound Gang is really good. I like a lot of comedy kind of metal, so I'm probably going to pick something from there, I think. Actually, there is a band called Wolves of Glendale. I was like in one of the top 1% of their listeners last month. They only have one album, but they have a bunch of really, really good fun songs. So I'm actually going to play one of those. That's a good idea, I think, actually. And it'll be in the playlist below. So check out Wolves of Glendale, y'all, for real. Welcome back, everybody, to Nat 20 FM. This is Grouch Couch Radio. You know, I was thinking about a lot of things that I do in my daily routine. Now that the world has come to an end, all the things that I would just do over and over every single day. Some things we just do, and some things we do purposefully. And I think an important thing that I did every day that I do not regret was still spending time with my dogs, walking them every day, playing with them every day. So I think now's a good time to reflect back on something that means a little bit to you. The small things, the little things. Now, we aren't going to play another Blink-182 song, but we are going to play some songs to just have us a nice little laugh. Now, you know, around here at Grouch Couch FM, we love us comedy radio, but this next band's actually Wolves of Glendale, coming in hot with a song about living with a ghost as a roommate. Talk about things you do on the daily.
Sitting on the couch, getting ready to watch a movie alone. I head into the kitchen and I grab a healthy cookie from Trader Joe's, and then the lights start flickering.
Seriously, though, Wolves of Glendale are fantastic. They're not metal. They're not anything crazy. Actually, like, you know, a little bit more pop rocky, kind of like funky. They're fantastic. And they have a great social media presence as well. So anyways, we're moving on to round 4. Only 2 left. This is a short game. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, and don't forget, my partner is going to do one at the end, hopefully. We'll see. All right, our first card, 2 of spades and a 6 of hearts. All right, a 2 of spades are, how are you choosing these songs? And then our 6 of hearts is one of the oldest songs that I can remember. My goodness, oldest song I can remember. So that's tough because when I was in college, I actually minored like in music. And so I took a lot of music history classes. And so I know a lot of old music. So I don't think it means like, what is the oldest song that you know? It's like that you remember. Like, what is the first song that was ever played that I remember? And that's really tough because it just kind of falls back on my dad's music taste. But I mean, you know, my dad liked a lot of, at this point, classic rock, you know, AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I do actually have a vivid memory of him like air drumming AC/DC in a truck. And it's actually why I started playing the drums in the first place, because he was doing that, which I did tell him about. And he thought that was wild. But it's crazy how much our parents can influence us. Anyways, so I think obviously just something AC/DC, because there was definitely a lot more songs that were played in my life, but songs that I actually paid attention to enough to remember, that's a different story. And this is wild because I thought I was going to be playing like, you know, songs that like I have on my everyday playlist, but I'm not. And these prompts are really fun for that, actually. It's cool to like make you realize a little bit more of how music has influenced you, you know? It's kind of crazy. All right. Welcome back, everybody. This is Turk coming to you live from the end of the world. It seems that the countdown is coming in hot. We've only got about 10 minutes left until everything completely ceases to exist, which remind me a little bit of how I'm picking and choosing these songs. Definitely some songs that I think will hope and help you guys, make you think a little bit more and get you hyped for the end here. Help you remember a little bit about what's going on. Take a look back into your lives and think about some things that influenced you along the way. Just like this upcoming song actually is the song that inadvertently influenced me to learn how to play the drums, because I have a vivid memory of my dad air drumming to this song. Even if it wasn't good air drumming, it still was. So coming up next is one of my dad's favorites. Shout out to you, Pop. This is Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. Yeah, needless to say, I'm enjoying myself. All right, this is our final phase here. This is phase 5. What is the final song that we play? Actually, my girl may be playing the final song before the world ends. But what is the final song that I play here? What is it? What does it mean? Time to draw some cards. We've got a Jack of Hearts and an Ace of Clubs. First, we'll do the clubs. Something enjoyable in your routine. Wait, what? We already did that. Oh, I might have done clubs instead of spades. I've done that before on this channel, actually. That's crazy. All right, so we're going to do the spades. That's actually crazy. If you noticed, let me know. What are you hoping to accomplish? What here? At the end of the world? I don't know. Jack of Hearts, an album that hit all the right notes. Okay, I know how to go out here. Welcome back, everybody, for the last time. This is Nat 20 FM, the Grouch Couch Radio. DJ Turk coming to you live. Well, I was thinking about what I was trying to accomplish here, and I think I've said it a couple times, but I really hope that all of you have had some time to go back and reflect, have a little bit of music to ease the pain as we all settle into our final moments here in this existence. But it got me thinking back to maybe a whole day that I had, a full day of just good, one of my best days. And it also made me think a little bit about an album of music that I can listen to front to back without skipping a single song. I feel like a lot of those albums are pretty rare, actually. There are a couple that come to mind, and I think in this situation, The Decline by NoFX doesn't count, although it would fit for the last 12 minutes that we do have here on this earth. But what I will say, being that who I am, if you've watched this far into the video, you should already know what I'm going to pick. And of course, as the world ceases to exist, we will all ride on a parade that will take us to the afterlife. So coming up next, of course, is My Chemical Romance, The Black Parade.
Now come on, come all to this tragic affair. Wipe off that makeup, what's in is despair. So throw on the black dress, mix in with the lot. You might wake up and...
Well, that was a lot of fun. I'm going to go now and see if she wants to give it a go. Sprinkles, everybody. Say hi.
Hi.
So you're going to draw a card. You draw one from this column and one from this column. And then you read the prompts. There you go.
These two right here?
Yeah,
Does it
so
matter
just-
which one
just draw a
I do
card.
first?
Nope.
4 of diamonds.
Cool. And then draw until you get a spade or a...
Oh, okay. I got a club. 5.
So now you put these together. I was reading the clubs first. What does it say?
An unexpected comfort food of yours.
Nice. And then on a 4, what is your 4 of diamonds?
A band a friend of yours was into.
And you're playing the final song before the world ends, is what you're doing?
I'm trying to think of how to... I'll just improv it. You can change it. Oh, it's already recording. Sorry. Okay. Welcome back to Sprinkles Radio. I was out getting me a big old orange slice because that's just one of my big comfort foods. And if the world's going to end, I'm going to have me some oranges. And speaking of oranges remind me of my childhood. Me and my best friends used to go in this alleyway. We'd go pick these oranges and we'd sit there and eat them and listen to songs all day. One of our favorite bands, one of my friend's favorite bands, was this band called Ninja Sex Party. With the world ending here shortly, I think we should actually take a cue from that and let's play some Ninja Sex Party. Let's play Dragon Slayer because, hey, there's dragons outside right now. We're all gonna die. We need a Dragon Slayer. So let's get this going right now.
Why, hello there. You're a very attractive young lady. I'd like to ask you out on the hottest of dates. I see that you have
Well, there you have it, everybody. We can get some good job Sprinkles in the comments down below. She did fantastic. This was a playlist, The End of the World. If you want to get this for yourself, there will be a link down in the description. It is pay what you want. If you do play this, if you make a playlist, feel free to link it down in the comments below. What would be your playlist? How does it go? And also, you could join our Discord to share your session with us, all right? In the solo TTRPG section. Play the game, let us know, share your playlist. Would love to do that. That's right. This was really fun, and I appreciate you all so much for watching. So for now, take a seat on the couch and roll initiative, at least for a little while, or at least until the world is going to end in 42 minutes, and all you can do is make a playlist for the end of the world. I've been Turk, and I'll see you all next time. A toodaloo!